Hello, Jon Sermon here again. For those of you who have been watching, you know that I'm a church leader based in Suffolk and also chairman of Romans 111 Trust, a UK-based charity, and also leading churches together in my area. For those of you who are watching regularly and perhaps were even looking out for a contribution from me yesterday, I'm sorry. My apologies that there wasn't one. You know, there's a joke that goes around saying, Vickers, well, you only work one day a week, don't you, on Sundays? And it's a good joke in the sense that it points at all the things we do other than worship services. And the fact is, for most of us, we actually have one day off a week. Yesterday was Thursday, which is my official one day off a week. So apart from the fact that we're currently doing virtual church through Zoom on Sundays, Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, let alone all the other stuff I do, yesterday I really did take the day off and didn't give you one of these videos. But the day before that, when I had Ruth with me and she brought up the subject of lamentation, I said that I would build on that again, and that's what I want to do. I want to refer to an example in the Psalms of lamentation. Now, the Psalms are a series of writings that come midway through the Bible physically and span a time period that's quite extensive in the period before Jesus came. The particular one I want to refer to is Psalm 137, which is in the period that the Jewish people were in exile in Babylon. And here's how it starts. By the rivers of Babylon we sat and wept. There on the poplars we hung up our hearts, for our captors asked us for songs. Our tormentors demanded songs of joy. They said, sing to us one of the songs of Zion. How can we sing the songs of the Lord while in a foreign land? It's an example of lament. They were a people removed forcibly from their homeland, which was the heart place of their worship, to a foreign country, and they were being required to entertain their captors with songs of joy that naturally belonged in being gathered in worship in their home place in the temple of the Lord. And it rings true in different ways for different people. But during this difficult time of lockdown, when I'm trying to encourage you in these videos because God has a bigger picture than the awful circumstances we're all in, so it was for the people in that psalm. And it's probably the best known psalm in our culture, because those of you who are as old as I was a teenager when a pop group called Boney M had a smash hit with By the Rivers of Babylon. It's drawn directly from this psalm. And so even if you're not used to reading the Bible, you may remember that. You may remember singing along with it. And it made a really good, powerful song because of the powerful theme of lament in it. We now lament in this difficult time. Just as the people then, they seemed to think that without physically being present in the temple, they were somehow cut off from God's presence. Now the reality is, since the coming of Jesus Christ, the option, the opportunity to be in God's presence all the time is there for those who choose to turn to Him. I want to also just mention what day it was yesterday in terms of the church calendar. And some of you will know it's called Ascension Day, the Thursday that comes around 40 days after Easter, the period when Jesus rose from the dead and was engaging with people physically on earth, came to an end with what was called Ascension, as Jesus was taken up to heaven. I heard a wonderful COVID-19 reference in that if we can't come back to our jokes like Vicar's only working on Sundays, well, something is lost. Well, during lockdown, many of us, myself included, started to work from home. And as Jesus returned to his heavenly Father, having lived that period of ministry here on earth, he was actually going home. Ascension Day, therefore, is when Jesus started working from home. And he's still working from home, and still engaging with us, and still connecting with people. And that's my encouragement for today. In these difficult circumstances, let Jesus connect with you. God bless you all.